Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to be doing my current favorites and a couple fails. I have a lot of favorites that I've been loving and reaching for. I'm wearing some of them, so we'll talk about that when we get to it. And I have a lot of hair care favorites as well, which I really don't mention hair products that much, but I found some really nice products that I keep reaching for that I think you guys would love. So as usual, I will link all of the products that I mentioned today down below in my description box. If you like favorites and fails, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out, and I hope you'll subscribe if you're new. Before we get into the favorites, well, this is a favorite of mine, so I guess my first favorite is something that I'm so excited about, and if you know me and you followed my channel, you already know, but I am partnering with Built Bar because one of my favorite flavors ever is finally back in stock, and I'm telling you, this is going to fly. Built Bar cookie dough is back in stock. It's available now. I will link it down below with my code BabsBeauty10 to save 10% off site-wide. And I cannot tell you how excited I am. I have been stalking their socials and I have been waiting to hear if it's coming back because this flavor is top tier, 10 out of 10. The chunk bars from Built Bar are on a whole nother level. So if you like the Built Bars and you haven't tried the chunk Built Bars, you're going to die over these. So these originally came out months ago and they were a huge hit. They're essentially a candy bar protein bar. So they taste like a candy bar, but they have high protein, low calorie, low sugar. I have a huge sweet tooth. I eat these every single day. I do switch it up, of course, and have different flavors, but my favorite flavors of all time are the cookie dough chunk and the coconut brownie chunk. There's something about the chunks on these bars that just takes it to a whole nother level. I look forward to eating these, and I usually have one in the morning with like a piece of fruit, or I'll have them on the go, like if I'm out doing errands, or at night. You can heat them up, you can keep them in the fridge. Depending on the flavor, I will do either of those. So if you haven't seen a Built Bar, they are covered in chocolate. Now they do dark chocolate, milk chocolate, they've done white chocolate, so they kind of switch it up depending on the staple flavors or the limited releases. So this is the cookie dough chunk Built Bar. So it's covered in chocolate, and then you can see those chunks on top. Those are cookie dough chunks, and that's why everybody goes crazy over this flavor. Now the inside has that same chewy texture that all the Built Bars have, which is very much like a Three Musketeers type texture, and then you have the chunks of cookie dough on top, which just really take it to another level. And of course, even with this tasting incredible, the macros are great on this. 150 calories, 15 grams of protein, 6 grams of sugar. So it's something that you can have one or two, fit them into your daily lifestyle. It's a treat I look forward to, and I just can't get enough of these. I'm so excited they brought them back. They are going to sell out. If you want to know how many boxes I'm buying, if you really want the truth, I think I'm going to buy 7, and I'm contemplating more because I ran out last time. These are their top selling flavors. So if you want them, grab them. I really think they're going to sell out in a day or two. So if you want to check out Built Bar, I will link them down below, as well as my code BabsBeauty10 to save 10% off site wide. You can also follow their socials because they do drop little hints and sneak peeks and just surprise launches. So you definitely want to follow them to keep up to date with what they're making, because I know they're working on a lot of different things. So thank you again to Built Bar for sponsoring this portion of the video. If you want to check out these bars, they will be linked down below, and let's go ahead and get into what else I've been loving. So first up, I've been testing this product out for a couple weeks now, and I can't stop using it, and I just love the way it looks every time I use it. This is fairly new, but it's getting great reviews, and I can see why. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Concealer. This is really hydrating, great coverage, blends seamlessly. I just really love how this looks under my eyes. I had mentioned previously that I had been struggling with just some dryness under my eyes, and also, I don't know, fine lines that really were enhanced. This does not enhance them at all. It's super creamy, very hydrating. I would say one of the more hydrating concealers I've tried, but with great coverage. I would say medium buildable to full. It just gives you that nice creamy, smooth look under your eyes while also concealing any darkness that you have. I've even worn this as foundation on a day when I didn't have any self-tan on. I had to use something lighter because I really don't have foundations, you know, super fair like that. And I used it all over and it looked really nice and just a little bit glowy, but it's not greasy. It's just very creamy and hydrating, wears beautifully. I have to hand it to them. They really knocked it out of the park with this formula. Another product I discovered recently that I can't stop using, and I'm wearing it today. This is the new Huda Beauty Lifeliner Quick and Easy Precision Eyeliner. This is the smallest liquid liner that I've ever tried, while also being a brush tip. So if you like the KVD Tattoo, the NYX Epic Ink, it's the same feel, but it's smaller. So you can really get precise. It just helps me a lot, especially on the inner portion of my eye if I want to do like a little flick, or if I want to take my liner all the way in. Something about how small it is, but also having that brush tip, it just glides on, and it's just easy to use. I really think Huda is killing it when she's coming out with these products that are smaller than other ones on the market for those people that need more precision, or maybe like with her brow product, maybe you need smaller hair-like strokes, and I think she killed it with this formula. I love brush tip. I'm not one to really like the felt tip because I do feel like they skip and drag, whereas the brush tip just glides on effortlessly. This goes over any shadow, any metallic, like I don't struggle with it not being black enough. I don't feel that it's overly shiny or anything like that, and I've been wearing it pretty much ever since I tried it, and I just feel like it's the easiest to use, so I highly recommend this. So I found another gem recently when I was trying new makeup, and I've fallen in love with this and haven't used anything since. I've mentioned it in a previous video, but I'm gonna mention it again. If you've seen the New York Housewives, mention it all, honey, because I'm gonna mention it again. That's how good it is. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Hold Brow Gel. I really didn't have high hopes for this because I thought nothing could beat the top brow gels that really give you that lamination, like the Got To Be hair gel. Now I know they're coming out with a brow gel, but I don't think it's available here yet, so I'm on it when they do. So I got this in PR, gave it a try, and I was wowed. Now I will say, I think if you want the laminated brows, you have to do a certain technique. You're not just going to fluff it through your brows and it's just gonna stay. So the way that I use it is I start with the small side and brush through my brows heavily, and then I flip it over to the longer side and really push them against my face so that I can get them really, you know, as tall as possible, as bushy as possible. And then typically I'll just use a brush and I just push like heavily against my face so that they really just set down. I do that and then fill them in, and I don't have an issue. Now, of course, you're going to get a little bit of that, you know, crunchy feel because it's a gel. I mean, it's really, you know, locking your brows into place, but it's such a lightweight formula. I just really can't say enough good things about it. If you're looking for something that is tinted, that you just want to kind of fluff through your brows, I would recommend like the Glossier Boy Brow or something like that, where you're just kind of fluffing it. The M Cosmetics is great. This is more so if you want that clear gel that's really gonna give you that laminated brow that you're gonna stick down to your skin. But I've been impressed with it. Can't get enough of it. I haven't touched any of my other brow gels since. So next I want to shout out an oldie but a goodie. This went viral on TikTok because people were saying that Kylie Jenner wears this blush, and of course everybody wants to look like the Kardashians and Kylie. But I realized I had these in my collection, and I have to admit, I pulled them out and I was like, wait. Because I know I had these and I know I liked them, but how much did I like them? Why were they not in my top drawer? So I pulled them out, I've been playing with them more, and I've fallen in love with these. I like them even more now than I did when I first tried them. So these are the Dior Backstage blushes. We have Rosy Glow in the shade pink, and then Rosy Glow in coral. I'm wearing a mixture of these today, and I love these. These are very baby doll creamsicle colors. I actually really want them to come out with more shades, and I know that they're sold out a lot of the time. I did see these in stock, I want to say, at Dior the other day, so I will try to link multiple options because they did go viral and then everybody went crazy and bought them. But this is what the outer packaging looks like on the coral, but the color is different inside. It's much more like sherbet inside than the top, and the same thing on the pink. It's lighter inside and much more cool toned. I definitely find these to be buildable, so if you apply one layer and you don't see much pigment or payoff, definitely keep building them, but you really can get them to a beautiful flush. They just give you such a, I don't know, gorgeous, like creamsicle pink color. So I'm going in with this coral shade. I mean, you can see it just blends effortlessly. They're not powdery at all. but they give me that beautiful just like punch on my cheeks. You can mix and match them, and I have just honestly fallen in love with these. I remember when I first tried them, I feel like I liked them, but I wasn't like wowed, and I think it's because I didn't build them up enough. Once you really build them up, you get that beautiful muted neon creamsicle pink, just gorgeous flush. I really can't say which one I like more because I honestly love both of them, and I do mix them too. I did mix them today as well, but really, really, really impressed with these. Something that I had tried, didn't really, I don't know, get enough of my thoughts on, put it in my storage, and then pulled it back out and fell in love. So I wanted to give these a shout out because I've been really enjoying them to really just liven up my face. Okay, so I have a couple tools to mention, and this first tool, I really have to be honest, when I first got this in PR, I thought, this is a little gimmicky, it's probably not gonna be functional, it's very cute, but is it actually gonna work, and am I gonna wanna reach for it? And then they must have sent me like double PR, so I ended up getting 4 of these sponges, and I've used 3 of the 4. I am in love with these because they're adorable, but also because I actually really like the feel and shape of them. These are from a brand called Base Blue Cosmetics, and they've sent me sponges in the past. They have these little ghost sponges for Halloween. I mean, you can see this one's dirty and the other ones are dirty as well. So this is my only clean one left. I have to wash them. These are incredibly adorable, like too adorable, honestly, for words. And I'm typically not one of those people that goes crazy over like makeup, you know, cute makeup stuff. I like functional products. But these are functional, and that's why I'm mentioning them. I love how soft they are. Obviously, you can see that when it's dry, it's much smaller. This one's still damp from me doing my makeup. But the other reason I love it is the shape. I like to use the booty, the ghost booty, and I like to blend my concealer in. It fits right in, and then I can powder with it as well. I just think the shape is actually functional. Like, who knew? You know, Casper the Friendly Ghost, you know, sponge really is functional. So I really had to give these a shout out because I really just like the feel of them, and I also like how they blend my products on. They give me that nice, you know, airbrushed feel. So kudos to them for creating these adorable sponges that are actually functional and blend your makeup beautifully. I would highly recommend these, not only for the cute factor, maybe get them as a gift for someone, but actually if you're looking for some nice sponges. The other application tool that I had to rave about, I've talked about before, but I really just love this product so much. This is the Beauty Blender Power Pocket Puff, and I love this for touching up or setting my foundation. I find this really helps with texture and pores. I actually want to mention a powder that I'm loving too, and I'm going to touch up because I'm sweating. It's hotter than balls. My beauty room gets so hot because I have all these lights on me, and the sun comes in on this side of the house. I really didn't think this through when I chose the room for filming, but it's just hot. So I want to mention this one size powder that I have been loving. I bought this a while ago. Again, tried it like one time in a trying new makeup and didn't think much of it. Then I kept reaching for it and I really love it. I have the Turn Up the Base foundation powder in light 3. I use this as a setting powder or to touch up. So this is what it looks like. I mean, I've gone pretty ham in there, but it basically is a beautiful touch up powder. So if I feel like I'm getting oily, but I want that sort of pigment on top with the smoothing, I will use this. Sometimes I will use it to clean up like under my contour, but I don't know if you can tell that I am much more smooth on this side because I am getting oily over here and I'm sweating, so my texture's, you know, starting to show through. So that's how I really use this, to kind of clean up, you know, under my contour bronzer if I bring it down too low, but also to touch up. So I'm gonna touch up over here, and that's why I love this Power Pocket Puff as well. It's just something about pressing this in. It gives you that nice smooth effect. This is just a great product, especially if you have texture and you really want to press your powder in and kind of just roll it. You can almost like roll it to really fill in those pores, and this powder is great if you want to touch up, add a little bit of coverage to a tinted moisturizer, or just use it alone. I haven't used it alone, but I think that's how they market it. I really don't use powder foundations alone much at all anymore. I would much rather use like a tinted moisturizer and then just top it with something like this to bump the coverage up, but been quite impressed. Both of these products have been top drawer for me. Quickly wanted to shout out the lipstick I'm wearing. I already knew that I love the formula of the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks, but she did release, I believe, 5 new shades, and I picked up the lightest shade in Cover Star. This is nude, like super nude, so this is something that I definitely have to wear a deeper lip liner with. But I love this color because it is so nude. I feel like I can wear it with looks like today where I played a little bit with more color, and I don't want to overwhelm my makeup because I really love to have a beautiful flushed cheek. I love to have, you know, colorful eyes or play with different eyeshadow palettes. So I think I go for the nudes because they'll go with anything. This is like concealer lip nude, but I love that. So if you like to do the look with the deeper lip liner and then you want something super light to put on the center of your lips, this is a gorgeous shade if you like the tones that I, you know, usually like. I also already bought another shade, and honestly, when the sale comes, I think I'm going to be buying all of them because I love the formula and I just think that it's such a beautiful color range. I really love the nudes that Charlotte does. I love Nude Kate, and I think this is pretty similar. This might be a little bit lighter and a little bit more grayy, but I'm loving it so far. I feel like it just goes so beautifully with bright cheeks and bright eyes to really bring the face together, so I had to give this a shout out. Another lip product I can't get enough of. I'm slathering it all over my lips every single day. It's so comfortable and hydrating, but it has a little bit of a tint to it. I've raved about these before, but I'm gonna do it again because they're just that good. The Too Faced Hangover Pillow Balms are incredible. My favorite has to be Watermelon, but I also have the Peach, the Banana, and the Original. Watermelon's my favorite because it does give you a little bit of a pink tint to it. These have a slight cooling sensation, not like a cinnamon or burning, but they just feel like almost like medicinal on the lips, but they smell incredible. Thick, and it coats the lips, but it's not sticky or goopy. And I have to tell you something, I don't want to be a little TMI, but I've been wearing this, you know, I wear these around the house a lot, and not once but twice Ian has made a comment when we were, you know, showing affection to each other. He's like, your lips are so soft. What's on your lips? And I'm like, oh my God. Like when a man says something about that, I'm like, what? Say that again. So he said it to me multiple times. He's like, your lips are just so soft. And I'm like, really? Like, it just made me laugh because it really was this. I also wear the Original to bed. So this is my nighttime treatment. Doesn't break me out. Just honestly can't get enough of these. They're all over my house and I love them. So next I have one perfume to mention that is super affordable and I have not heard anyone on YouTube talk about. I ordered it on a whim, and when I got it, I was like, oh my God. If you have heard me rave about the Panty Cakes, I know the name is crazy. This is the personal care enhancer. It's essentially a oil that you put, you know, on your thigh area, your bikini line. It smells like cake, like vanilla cake, and it's super hydrating, great for ingrown hairs, just makes you feel really good. It's like self-care. You can smell it all over your body. It's kind of, you know, universal, but essentially they call it Panty Cake because it's made for like your pelvic region, not, you know, up there, but you know, around the area. It just smells delicious. I don't know what else to say. So if you know what this smells like, I have found a perfume that is the same smell, like the same smell. So this is an actual like coconut oil hybrid. So it's just very hydrating and it has that scent to it. But this is from a brand called Nima. I don't know if that's how you say it, but this is Vanilla Musk Fragrance Oil. Immediately when I smelled it, it's identical to Panty Cakes, but stronger because this is just a fragrance oil. Now, I don't love the packaging. It's a little cheapy. I mean, this isn't a super expensive product, and it is an oil. I don't believe they have sprays other than in one fragrance, which I think is like their amber, which I haven't tried. This smells, it's identical. It's Panty Cakes. If you've smelled it, it smells like vanilla cake, like delicious, and it lingers. Of course, I would rather have this in a spray, only because sometimes like when I have my self tan on, I don't want to put a bunch of oil on because I feel like it'll break it up in certain areas where I apply, but this just smells absolutely incredible. When I got a whiff of it, it was immediately like, oh my God, that's Panty Cakes. So if you know what that smells like and you love the smell, you will love this. But I just usually dab a little bit on my wrist, a little behind my ears, and it just lingers all day. It smells incredible. Even though the packaging is not my favorite, the smell is worth it. It's just delicious. I don't know what else to say other than if you love really sweet, warm, musky vanillas, you have to try this. So now let's move on to hair products. I have a couple to mention. I really don't talk about hair products unless they really stand out to me because I do switch, through a lot of shampoos, conditioners, a lot of hairsprays, but this purple shampoo is brand new to me. Now, disclaimer, I've only used it 2 times, but I feel like being the purple shampoo expert that I am, I can give you my thoughts and tell you that I really like it. This is the brand new Olaplex purple shampoo. It's the Blonde Enhancer Toning Shampoo. It says it repairs, hydrates, and brightens blonde, lightened, and gray hair. So I picked this up. I was super excited and I immediately washed my hair, and I want to tell you my thoughts. So when I first saw this, I was like, oh, that looks really light. I actually thought, I don't know, the photo I saw online, I thought this was the actual color of the purple shampoo, and I was like, that's not going to be, dark enough or pigmented enough to really give me the tone that I like. But when you take the cap off, you can see that it's much deeper. So it is very much a deep purple shampoo, which means it's going to give you a heavy tone, and that's what I'm looking for. So my ride or die has been the Amika Bust Your Brass, but I've noticed that I really do have to leave it on for a while. So the Amika, I leave on every time I wash my hair. I would say for 5, I can even go to 10 minutes. So sometimes I do find myself getting a little impatient when I'm, just want to get in and out of the shower, and I'm just like letting it sit, and I'm like, okay, is it toning? Is it toning? It's just a little more time consuming sometimes when I'm in a hurry. But this is stronger. So this is gonna give you faster results than the Amika. This says to leave on 1 to 3 minutes, up to 5 if you want an intense tone. I did 3 minutes the first time. I mean, you can see my hair looks pretty silvery. It was sort of yellow. This is going to give you that really intense tone quickly, and that's one thing I like about this. I can throw this on and in 3 minutes get the same tone that I would with the Amika. This is a very thin formula. It lathers well. I didn't feel like it was getting gloopy, because sometimes with the purple shampoos, they almost don't want to lather, and they sort of get chunky where you'll get like a stripe of, purple here, and then you won't get any tone over here. They can be a little bit finicky. So I would say this is on par with Fanola, if you've ever tried that, in terms of how heavy the tone is going to be. If you leave this on too long, you will have, light purple hair, but it will wash out. So just keep that in mind. So if you've tried other purple shampoos and you're like, it's not doing enough for me, you may want to try this. I did notice on my hands in the shower, they were purple, and then as I, wash my body and everything, it did come off. So just keep that in mind that this is a strong one. So I like it because it's quick. I can put it on, leave it on for 2 to 3 minutes and be good to go. I don't have to wait and wait and wait for it to tone, and it really is going to make your hair icy, silver. It didn't seem to dull my hair at all. Sometimes they can make your hair look a little bit, I guess, darker because of that purple pigment, but this one didn't. It kept my brightness but gave me that silver look that I'm looking for. So I'll have to keep playing around with it in terms of how long I want to leave it on each time, or how often I need to use it, because with the Amika, pretty much want to use it every time I washed my hair, and I would have to leave it on. This one, I have a feeling I'll have to use it less, and I didn't feel like I needed a lot to, use it. I felt like a little went a long way. It really lathered. Now, it did dry my hair out a little bit, but I feel like that's pretty typical with any purple shampoo. They're a little bit drying, so I always just use a conditioner afterwards, and I'm good to go. But for me personally, I have noticed that recently I've been just sometimes in the shower, like, hurry up. Like, I wanted my purple shampoo to just get the job done so I could get out of the shower and get moving. So for that reason alone, I'm probably going to switch to this over the Amika, just because I really don't want to stand in the shower for 10 minutes every time I wash my hair if I don't have to, and I can get the job done quickly. So I feel like a lot of people are really going to like this. Just know that it is intense, and it is going to give you that icy silver hair. I have another shampoo to mention that I personally use once every week or two. I try to use it after a day when I've used a ton of styling products for filming to really detox my hair. I actually purchased this a long time ago, and to be honest, I was afraid to use it because I thought that it would strip all of the toner and all of the, I guess, iciness out of my hair and make my hair super yellow. But I was speaking to my hairstylist the last time I got my roots touched up, and she really recommended that I do use a detox shampoo either once a week or once every 2 weeks to really get all the product out of my hair, and even the purple shampoo that may be built up. And it really does a great job at detoxing and just getting all the gunk out of my hair, but it doesn't make my hair feel like straw. It doesn't weigh my hair down. It just feels like it really gets all the gunk out, and I have almost a fresh slate to start with, and then I can, you know, go in with my purple shampoo every other time. If you use a lot of product in your hair and you feel like you have buildup and your hair just feels kind of gunky and uneven, maybe try this out and see if it helps to kind of give your hair a reset button. But again, I wouldn't use it every day. Just use it once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. And I really like the way that it's been sort of resetting my hair so that I can go back in and use my purple shampoo when needed. And my last hair product is a newer product to me from Color Wow. I picked this up in my last Sephora haul, and I've been using it ever since. This is the Style on Steroids Texture and Finishing Spray. So the way I like to use this is before I curl my hair. So I basically spray this on heavily on each piece of my hair, and then I curl it, and I find that it really helps give me that grit and texture to help my curls last, because my hair is very fine. This is second day hair. I just touched up with my Dyson Airwrap, but honestly my hair really doesn't hold a curl very well, and I need stuff like this to really help me out. I wouldn't necessarily throw this in my entire hair when I'm done, just because I feel like this is more of a hairspray type feel. So I like to spray it on each strand, then curl my hair. It doesn't get crunchy or anything like that, but it does seem to help give me a little bit of that texture to make my curl last longer, and that's what I'm looking for. So I really am enjoying this. I've enjoyed some products from Color Wow. I'm kind of interested to try a little bit more. I really love their Dream Coat when I do straight hair, and then this is another favorite of mine. So maybe during the Sephora sale, I will pick up some more products from them. If you have any recommendations from this brand, let me know. And my last favorite is a wacky tool that you probably have seen me mention once before in an Amazon video, but I have to mention it again because this baby has saved me. It's something that I really can't live without. I was thinking about doing like a self-care video, just all my random self-care gadgets and products I use. Let me know if you'd want to see that. But this is essentially a electric file for your feet. So if you have calluses on your feet, or you really like to keep your feet nice and smooth like I do, this is going to be your best friend, and it's super affordable. There's so many different brands, but I will link the one that I got from Amazon down below. This has saved me so many times from having to get a pedicure. I really don't like having crusty, dusty feet. I don't think anybody does, and I really don't even like clean feet, but I want mine to be as nice and kept as possible. So this essentially is like a pumice, but it's electric. It also comes with different attachments, like if you have some gnarly feet, which, I mean, I've never changed the attachment, but you know, you do you if you need to get like the Big Daddy attachment on there to really go to town on those feet. But essentially you just use this on dry feet, and it essentially just like sands off all the dead skin. It's absolutely disgusting, but satisfying. And I'm telling you, afterwards, your feet will be baby smooth. This gets my feet way smoother and just like less calloused from even getting a pedicure, because I know getting a pedicure, they used to use like those cheese grater things, and it's not really sanitary to use that on multiple people. So this has been a godsend for me. I've owned one of these for years, and it's just something that, you know, every couple weeks I'm like, oh, my feet are a little bit crusty, and I'll just go in and do this. Make sure you do it over a trash can, because I mean, essentially it's like your dead skin piling up everywhere, but it's satisfying, and then your feet are as smooth as a baby's bottom. It's just a tool that I love, and I feel like nobody on YouTube talks about, but this is a game changer, especially if maybe you do your own pedicures at home, or you can't make it to get a pedicure, but you feel like your feet are looking a little rough. This is your go-to product, so I will link it down below. Okay, so we're finally through all of my favorites, tons of new stuff that I've been enjoying, but let's get to the fail. And I only have one. I have a possible eyeshadow that could be a fail, but it's too early to tell. I have to keep using it. But this fragrance is a fail for me, and I'm really bummed because I bought the Big Daddy size. I saw that Michaela on TikTok was talking about this Moschino Toy 2 bubblegum fragrance, and then I was like looking it up. It was sold out at Ulta. So I kept looking up reviews, and everybody was like, it smells like bubblegum. And I was thinking like Killian Love Don't Be Shy, like bubblegum, super sweet smell. So I picked this up, and the only one available was the big size. The packaging on this is absolutely, I mean, adorable. I mean, wait till you see this. I mean, it's really this is a big daddy, okay? When I got this, I was like, whoa, this is a huge perfume. I think it's 3.4 ounces. Yeah, I mean, this is huge. It was the biggest size and it was the only size they had. So I love the packaging. And this is a little bit of a catfish because when you smell it, it smells identical to bubble gum. Like if you just were to smell this, you're like, ooh, bubble gum with a little bit of a floral, you know, backing to it. But when I spray this on my skin, it comes out like that bubblegum smell, which I like sickly sweet smells. And then when it sets down, it's really a floral, like a sharp floral. And I don't even get the bubble gum. So for me, it's like a catfish because I thought you were gonna be sweet and bubble gum, you know, candy-like, but really you're like a floral with a little bit of bubble gum at the top. So let me spray this and just remind myself. Yeah, so when you like spray it, I just sprayed it on this, you immediately smell the bubble gum. And you're like, oh yeah, that's soft, that's bubble gum, very sweet. Not as sweet as, you know, Killian Love Don't Be Shy, but you definitely get that bubblegum feel. But as it sets down, you would almost think that it would get warmer with your skin, but it actually went the other way and just got super floral to me, and it almost gave me a headache, like headache inducing, because there wasn't enough of like a sweet, I guess, warmth to it. So I'm just disappointed because I bought, you know, the largest size and I was like, how can you go wrong? Bubblegum, like I love sweet stuff, but it's just not sweet enough for me. When it dries down, it just really gives me a headache. I just really can't do intense florals, and I'm just bummed out that I bought the big size, so I'll have to pass this one along. But packaging, 10 out of 10. The scent just needed a little more sweetness and bubblegum to it and less floral. All right, guys, so does everything for my current favorites and fails. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will link all the products I mentioned today down below if you want to check them out. And don't forget to check out Built Bar. Highly recommend. The cookie dough bars are going to sell out, so I'm stocking up. So I will leave that at the top of my description box. If you're new here, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.